So, as y'all saw in the last video we just uploaded, we ended up having to leave after that rainstorm. Matter of fact, what happened was, it was so bad because I didn't think of this. I should have just tied the tarp. See, the way the tarp was, if you noticed, it was like a lean-to, but it had this one part hanging right here. And I thought it would be a good idea, you know, for some extra privacy or whatever, in case somebody's walking by. But that's what caused the whole shelter to flood, because the rain, the water coming from it was flooding on the tarp that we were using as a ground tarp, and it flooded literally the whole thing. I mean, my sleeping bag was flooding, the dogs were getting wet, my whoopee blanket was flooding up. It was just bad. I'm like, you know what, fuck this, we need to go, you know. It just wasn't even worth saying. So we ended up, as we're leaving, the storm stops, and I didn't feel like being there anymore because, you know, it just didn't feel like it was worth it. I mean, I don't know. I was telling this to Kuta earlier. I really think, not to be, you know, dramatic about it, I just really think that that wooded area is in a way like haunted in a way. I know that sounds stupid, but hear me out. Look at it this way. Every time I go there during the night, I always I leave one dog there, and then I'll bring another one with me. Usually I'll bring Duke, and I'll leave Pixie there to watch as guard or whatever, right? Well, the problem is that there's so much brush that's grown through the thick of the trees that it makes it difficult to navigate during the night. And it's like, in a way, it's like you're trying to, like, I know that as soon as I reach the trail is a old one of the old rail lines, the T&L railroad that used to run through there. It's their rail spur, and I noticed that to get through where I'm going, I gotta follow this trail until I see two certain rail ties on the side of the track, or what used to be the track, right? And that's how I know that as soon as I go past those and walk off the trail, I'm supposed to walk into that big clearing and see the camp. Well, the problem is, again, there's so much brush, you think you're going straight, the reality is you're not. And it's just really weird, because it's like, you know, you're hearing voices. I hear voices because there's a neighborhood like maybe at least 500 feet or less past the tracks, and the people there talk so loudly that their voices actually pick up over towards the woods. So it sounds like there's actually people out there. And then, you know, with the trees rustling up against each other, which is just uncomfortable itself, of it falling on me. And then, for some reason, I swear to God, I really wish I caught this on video the first day we were out there. And I can still hear it to this day. It sounds like, you know, like those old signs you would see out west, you know, when the wind's blowing and it's going like this. And it's making that metallic noise, you know. Right? That's what I'm hearing in the middle of the woods. And I'm looking around like there's nothing out there metal related other than the old telegraph poles, and they're all laying on the ground. And all the metal's gone from them anyways, for the most part. So it just freaks me out, you know. I mean, it's not a bad area, it's just, Jesus, sometimes I wonder about myself sometimes. So anyways, here's what we're doing. We're going up north to Hugo tomorrow. I'm actually on the north side of Paris right now. And we were hoping we'd make it this morning, but fucking rain came through and caused us to stop, and I just ended up getting pissed off afterwards, and so we didn't get over here. We're literally behind this old Exxon, they just abandoned recently. Kind of surprised me. I've been in this store a couple times in the past, so it's kind of amazing to see it abandoned, I guess. But we got the Wi-Fi from the motel across the street, and Subway's been pretty good with us. So we're just hanging out behind here. I'm not sure yet, but I might actually, either we'll stay here tonight, which as long as it doesn't rain, that doesn't bother me, or we might go to this rest stop down the road. The only problem is they don't have electricity over there, which is fine, but you know, I like reading my books. I have a lot of books downloaded to my phone. Anyways, when we get up to Hugo, we're gonna head, this time we're gonna head west to Durant. I haven't been out to Durant in so long, and try to make some money out there, and then head south to Sherman and Denison, and then probably head, we're gonna head west to Gainesville and try to bypass around Dallas and Fort Worth, because those are really, being in Dallas and Fort Worth, even if you caught a train out, it's fucking hard to get out of those cities. At least for me it is, especially with these dogs. So we're gonna try to bypass, go around it, make as much money as we can going through these towns, head back down south. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna take my time on this because I have an adopted mother. I've known her for about 5 or 6 years. Me and her daughter are really close. Her daughter is an only child, so her mother actually used to work for my parents at the rink, and the way I met them was back in 2015. They picked us up, well, they picked me up, I didn't have dogs yet. They picked me up off the side of the road in Huntington, Texas, because they live in Savannah, and dropped us off just south of Savannah, and my mom was needing people at the time, and so I told her, you know, we're hiring, and later on, she ended up getting a job there for a short while. But, you know, we've been kept in touch ever since, and, you know, I'm really close with this family. And so, I'm gonna be, they don't know it yet, or at least April doesn't know it. But I was talking with her mother, and we're gonna be coming down to Savannah for Christmas to come see her. And then, my idea is, I did this in the past, and I feel bad because I never got to do this with Xena. I never got to bring her or Avery out to the beach, to any beach, and just let them run. And I feel really bad about that because I always wanted to, especially since I used to live in Galveston. But, you know, I guess we were just more focused on exploring other states. I just never thought about bringing either one of them down to Galveston area. So what I want to do is we're going to go out to the Boulevard Peninsula, which is the reason why we're trying to make as much money as possible, because we're probably going to, I'm not going to even use the word homestead or whatever. I just want to go and basically live on the beach again for a while, you know. Like out in Boulevard Peninsula, you can actually stay in a tent, and I think after like every 2 or 3 weeks you have to move from spot to spot, but they actually allow people to live out on the beach. And when I was younger and I was staying out there by myself, which is probably one of the reasons that scared me of being out there, was the one thing I always liked was the fact that, especially during the spring and the summer times, I would always find hermit crabs, and just sometimes crabs in general. And then like every now and then, you know, you'd have fish wash up on the shore or whatever. So, you know, it's, there's food already right there, and where we're going, in the Crystal Beach area, I'll have access to go to Dollar General and Family Dollar, as well as a park that has Wi-Fi and electricity, and it has shelter there if we need to. But I want to be able to get a bigger pack by the time we get there, and then be able to get which I hate doing this, but probably get like a 2 or 3 person tent and bring it out there with us. And like if I could find like wood pallets and such, I might bring a wood pallet or 2 out there to keep us off the sand. I don't know, either that, or I'll just I'll just have to bivouac it, you know. So that's mainly what I want to do right now, is to go down to Boulevard Peninsula. And actually, when we get down there, I want to go first to before we actually decide to head to the beach. I want to show you guys this old fort on the east end of Galveston Island. I can't pronounce the name correctly, San Juanito or something like that, but it's an old World War I and World War II fort, and it's actually even older than that. But the U.S. Army used to use it, and I think the Coast Guard owns it now, or at least they own the property. But this whole fort was, I mean, you had everything from barracks to AA guns, just big explosive guns that would take out ships and stuff like that, you know, port guns and stuff like that. And there's not a lot of the fort left. They dismantled most of it. But what people don't know is parts of the fort is actually sitting on what's basically quicksand, because if you see old photos and then you see some of the bunkers that are left, and there is actually underground bunkers there, you'll notice that the one with the underground bunker, the main part, which used to be an observation post, is actually sinking. And last time I was there, I had to crawl on my hands and knees. That's how much mud and such was in there, because it's basically sinking. But I wanted to show you guys what's left of the good part of the fort, that I used to stay at all the time. You know, I'd stay there for like several days at a time, and then go back in town and get whatever I need. So anyways, I'm gonna get off here and take a nap before we start walking again. See y'all later. Peace.